Hi, Internet. Hello, I'm here. I'm actually slightly early. I'm almost an entire minute early. Wow. All right. How's everyone doing? I have made it here. I also forgot to unplug my headphones so I don't hear myself from the computer. Oopsie. But now I'm here. Hi, everyone. Cantographs here. And I don't know where this will lead today. Not a lot to talk about. I mean, there's probably other things that I just haven't thought of. Like Scott's already got 3 super chats sitting here lined up. We'll see where we go from there. Only 2 topics I really thought about today was the fact that Superman and Lois starts filming pretty soon, and we can talk about how bad Aquaman did at the box office. Outside of that, we will see where it goes. Hello, Scott. Hello, Eddie. Hello, anyone else that may get in here soon. But we can start off with Scott went on a spending spree right off the bat before I even got onto the stream. While I was still editing things, he was in here asking questions he wanted answered, and we will get to those now. We'll start off right away. We go 999 from Scott. He's got the question of finally caught up on Superman Lois season 3. Oh, I didn't know you were behind. I would have just assumed you would have watched it in real time, but good to hear. I'm excited for season 4. Yes, so am I. Do you think that we will be mainly in Smallville or Metropolis? They didn't tear down the the Smallville set. They tore down the house because they had to, but the city set they kept. So my expectation is that they still intend to be in the city a fair bit, or in Smallville City. I expect there'll be some Metropolis content, when and what to be determined, but I think Smallville is probably still the planned location. I think what they probably did with the Kent farm is, since they built it, that like it wasn't like that house just existed there ahead of time. They built that set from scratch on land that they rented. The only thing that was there beforehand was the barn. They built that whole house just for the set. And because of that, I have a hunch when they went there, took it down, they took it down by the pieces they had so that they can take it to another lot of land that they can rent for cheaper and rebuild it out there, and have it just slightly look different. They'll explain why the barn isn't there, because we saw the end of last season. Forgot the villain's name right now. He crashed through the barn when he showed up, so they can just be like, "Oh, the barn got destroyed. That's why we don't have the barn anymore." So I think Smallville probably is still the location, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some Metropolis stuff. And also is like, and what's your anticipation level for Deadpool 3 and Captain America 4? Well, first of all, I barely know Captain America 4 is a thing. Like, I know I've heard about the fact that that's a thing, and like it's going to exist, but I know nothing about it. I don't know any guest stars. I don't know the concept. I know nothing. So for now, lukewarm. As for Deadpool 3, I am excited. Third film is usually the one in most franchises that they struggle to nail, so we'll see how they do on this one. Fingers crossed. I am bitter and cranky at the fact they didn't film it here, but besides that, I am looking towards having it, I assume, this upcoming year. I mean, the way everything keeps getting delayed, who knows, could end up in 2025 or 2026 or 2037. Who knows, right? Next question was, you know what, it would really help if I opened up StreamYard on my computer so I can click buttons faster instead of having to go like this every time. That would have been smart. So hold on 1 second while I set that up so that I don't have to keep going like this. There we go. The magic of magic. All right. What guest cast do you think Superman and Lois will have in season 4? I think I mean, I think I know what you mean by guest cast, but I'll answer the question the way technically it should be answered. I think most of the main cast that you saw in the regular first 3 seasons, with the exception of like one, maybe two, I think most of them will have an episode in there somewhere. Like obviously, barring some change of heart, General Lane won't be back. Assuming his wife speaks for him. Outside of that, I mean, I think the actress that played Sarah, I think, said she will be back, and Emmanuel Chikri, I think, said she'll be back. So a couple of them have already confirmed they'll be back in some way, shape, or form, whether it's one episode or two or three, who knows? But it won't be all 10, obviously. Now, I think the question you are trying to ask is, who will we see beyond the Superman and Lois cast? The question of that is probably no one. Literally no one. Like, I don't even think you'll get a David Ramsey cameo. We all know their budget was cut. That is unlike the Flash, which only those on the ground really knew. They came right out in front and was like, "Here's the situation. We're going to be doing this show on like the remains of a Chipotle gift card. So no special bells and whistles for them." And since they're not connected directly to the Arrowverse, easy out for them. They don't have to explain why there's no Barry Allen, why there's no Oliver Queen, why there's no Kara Danvers, doing things on their planet. Easy out for them. They got out of that easy. So yeah, you're not going to see any of them. You're not going to, I don't even think, like I said, I don't even think you'll get a David Ramsey cameo this year. He would maybe be the one person I think is a possibility. Like legitimately, he's the one person, if there's a chance, I think you might get him. But anyone else in the Arrowverse, 0% chance. And your third one was, will you watch Echo? I had interest in it when I first heard about it, but it's been so long since they announced that. I really think they've got to do this thing where they stop announcing things 2 years in advance. They have to stop this because I've lost all the hype. All the hype I had for shows, because that was the spin-off of the Hawkeye one, right? It was a spin-off of one of them. Whatever it was so long ago, I've long since forgotten that show, long since forgotten the thing. The hype from that, gone. Completely gone. I might be hyped again when I see something about it, but right now, gone. They have to stop doing that. They have to stop announcing things to us 2 years before they're even, going to come out. Make a product. If it does well, cool, start working on the new one, and if it leaks in 6 months, whatever, but don't announce it the day of the series ends and be like, and we're doing an Echo series, because you know what? Everyone's forgetting about it by 6 months later. So stop doing that, man. Stop telling us things 2 years in advance that, yeah. It's different with a movie. A movie, you have to do that because it's kind of, I don't know. There's just a difference between movie and TV on how I think you announce things. And TV, I think people have been getting it wrong for a few years because they're just so eager to tell people right away this information that they're not going to hear. They're not going to see another shred of knowledge on that for 2 years. Yeah. As for Star Wars shows, I know none of the Star Wars shows that are coming up. Zero. I don't even know if there's another Mandalorian season or when it is or whatever. I can't even remember what was the last one they did. It was the girl one. Who was it? Not Bo-Katan. It was see, I can't even remember the character's name now. But outside of that one, I think maybe that's the only one I've watched. The last 3 new ones they've created. There was some other one they did. That Andor. I never saw Andor. I think there was another one in there somewhere. Ahsoka. Thank you. That's what it was. Yeah. I think there was another one even in there somewhere I didn't see. So like, it depends what it is. The Star Wars franchise has milked itself so dry. There is no content that they will not push out, and no one wants to watch 90% of it because that you've made too much. It's like I kind of associate it with like sports in a way. Okay, so you have a league. We'll say NHL, NFL, CF, or NBA, NHL, MLB, whatever sport you might follow that's North American, because that's the one I can most associate to. When they started to have like 6 teams or 18 teams or 20 teams, whatever it is, and now they're all up into 30 plus teams. Problem is, when you have 30 plus teams, you're watering down the talent level of the entire league. It's no longer the greatest players playing, it's the greatest players and some pretty good players. And I think that's what Star Wars has done. Star Wars has milked their franchise to the point that they are now only putting out the pretty good content. And I'll be honest, I don't care. Ahsoka was an interesting character. I watched that, but like Andor, I don't even know a character that was in Andor, because you know why? Didn't look, didn't pay attention, came and went with before I even noticed. So yeah, when it comes to Star Wars, I don't know. I think Ahsoka, or I think Echo looks really good. Kingpin and Daredevil are both in it. Oh yeah, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, of course they would be. Yeah, well, I mean, not of course they would be, but makes sense they would be in it. Yeah. I mean, that interests me. As soon as you brought in Daredevil into the conversation, I'm like, my interest is more piqued again. One of the things I did in the last couple of months was I went on a big Daredevil reaction watch spree, where I watched most every Daredevil reaction there was out there. So it's kind of in the front of my brain as compared to other things. So yeah. All right. We are caught up to Scott's Super Chats. Now let me get back to the hellos, since a bunch of people have come in since then. Hello, D. Marie. Hello, Lionel. Hello, Chinstrap React. Hello, Busy Braun. Hello, Lionel. No, I said hello to you already. I take that hello back. Only one hello per stream. And hello, anyone else that might come in after I've said that. What else do we got? How are you? And hope all is well. I'm okay. I mean, it's kind of boring for me right now. I mean, I'm not a holiday guy. I don't have family to like go hang out with anyway. And even when I did when I was younger, it wasn't a day that, like, once I stopped being a kid, it was kind of just a day to us, right? Because Christmas is kind of a day for like kids. Adults don't celebrate Christmas, and the ones that do, that's for you and your therapist to sort out. But if you have a kid, I understand there's some excitement around it. But once I became an adult, I was the only child in the family, so it was kind of pointless holiday. It was more of a hindrance on us than anything, and I kind of don't care for the holiday. I understand other people do, and that's the only reason I like. I sit there and like being like, okay, I'm glad you enjoy the day, but for me, yeah, it's a non-factor. But I'm okay. Yeah, I mean, kind of just bored because everything's closed today. I went to Denny's for lunch because nothing else was open. Like, only other place I found open. I saw a couple other places on my walk there, but only other place when I was doing like a Google search of what was open, the only other place that was open was A&W and McDonald's. And I considered McDonald's for a minute, but I was like, let me see if I can find something else. And I finally found Denny's. Like, I guess I'll do Denny's. And it was okay. I even picked up something to eat later. Like, I bought 2 different things while I was there. So I don't have to go out looking for food later. Because I'm sure at midnight on Christmas night, there's going to be even less options open. Who is this? Graphs Canada? Nope, you got the wrong guy. I'm excited for Superman and Lois as well after that big fight with Doomsday. Doomsday was the name I was trying to think of. I'm excited to see how they will top that. So am I. I don't think they can. I mean, I hope they can, but the budget, let's be honest. Michael Cudlett's Lex Luthor is terrifying. He did a very good job at being intimidating. I will definitely say that. Michael Cudlitz has a very intimidating look to him. I've met the guy, and he is the same in person. Like, he is not a cuddly, fuzzy, sweetie guy. He is gruff, a little abrasive, perfect for this role, Michael Cudlitz is a rough Lex. Good contrast from other versions. Yeah, I exactly, yes. I stopped watching Star Wars after the movie The Last Jedi. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think everybody's had a point where they just went, you know what? I've had it with this franchise, and whatever that breaking point was, they have decided, right? You don't celebrate Christmas either. Fair enough. Yeah, like I said, for me, it's kind of a hindrance because I know everything's going to be closed on this day. There's a lot of things I had to put off till tomorrow, and I think a lot of things will be closed tomorrow here too because Christmas landed on a Sunday. Like, I have to go to the post office. I don't expect the post office to be open tomorrow, even though tomorrow's not Christmas, because Christmas landed on a Sunday and they would have already been closed anyway. So little things like that, right? Or Christmas Eve. You know what I mean? Sorry. I saw a report on Krypton's site that Dylan Walsh has signed on now for 2 episodes. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Well, that is a change then, because remember when they first announced everyone was getting cut? His wife came straight out and was like, yeah, he won't be back. They offered him a recurring role of 1 or 2 episodes, and he didn't want to take that. Okay. Interesting then. I guess I have to dig those photos. I took those out of my Superman and Lois pile and put them away. So, like, he's not coming back for this show. I ain't seen him for a while. Now I gotta dig them back out. I got the info from the Be More Super podcast, who have interviewed cast and crew times, including Walsh himself. Oh, okay. I'll check and see if I can find out about that later on. I mean, good if they did. I could see the series ending with Clark dying and passing the mantle to Jordan. I don't think so. I think we'll have a clean ending. They're not going to kill off another Arrowverse character in the finale. Nah. If it was like 7 seasons, yeah, I could see something like that maybe happening, because then you're talking about the idea of a spin-off and all that stuff, but this is just the end. So I don't think they're going to end the entire thing on a negative note like that. I agree his version of Lex was insane, especially that scene with Bizarro. Yeah. He has that intensity. Like I said, I've met him a couple times, and he is that intense and gruff in person, so he has the skills to pull that type of character off, and you can see it on screen, Yeah. What was my other topic today? Oh, for the record, since the topic was they'll be filming soon, some of you probably saw it on Krypton site. Some of you probably didn't, because you actually have watched my streams in the past and I've mentioned it before. But January 11th is just around the corner, and that is when they start back up. So we should have cast in town probably as early as like January 3rd, 4th, 5th area to start getting prepared. They'll go, look for a new place. They'll go do like wardrobe fittings, probably a script read, all that before opening day. So in theory, it's like a week and a half-ish before they probably start coming into town. 2 weeks tops. Yeah. Do you feel they handled the sickness storyline well? Yes. Do I think it made for watchable television? No. I think it was a topic that alienated a lot of people because there's a lot of people that have had to deal with that in real life, or they've had a family member that's dealt with it in real life, and they don't want to remember that. And very fair. It's it's the same as like when you do a lot of storylines about an attack by a group of people on somebody. I'm avoiding the T word because YouTube's algorithm is probably not going to be excited about that. It'd be like when you have a group of people that attacks another group of people because of a thing. There's a lot of people that have gone through that thing, and they don't want to sit through a movie with that type of storyline, or a TV show that would center on that type of storyline because they've lived it. So yeah, this storyline that they picked last season with Lois was going to always lose some viewers. 101%. There was always going that, and when they wrote it, they had to, in their mind, be like, we're going to lose some viewers from this. We're going to put out a product that there's going to be people really uncomfortable with, and they're not going to come back. They probably understood that. They did a great job with it, but they also probably knew this is a story some people are going to tune out of. Yeah. I think there were other factors that contributed to Aquaman flopping besides Amber Heard. That's like saying there's other factors to The Flash flopping outside of Ezra Miller. Sure, there were, but your number one factor was the person everybody fucking hates. Let's be honest. The Flash flopped. Even if you replaced Ezra Miller with Grant Gustin, came in, flew in, did all the scenes to a T the same as Ezra Miller did them, that movie still would have not been great. It would have been better because you wouldn't have had his face on the poster, but it wasn't going to be a number one, like, all-time movie. Would it have grossed more than it did? Sure. Probably double. But, there was other things in there, like, it just kind of, the CGI was a tough one for people to swallow. Some of the decisions in the characters were odd. There's little things like that. But the majority of the fail goes on having Ezra Miller in your movie. Aquaman 2, the majority of the flop goes on having Amber Heard in your movie. There's no getting around that. Like, I pulled up the stats for this because I knew I was going to talk about this. So we're going to play a game called Let John Break Down Some Numbers. What am I looking for? This screen. Share screen. Daily box office. All right. Let's play John's favorite game. How badly did they do? Okay. I don't know why the screen is just slightly off like that. That's weird. I don't know why the numbers are not showing up properly here, but I don't need all the numbers. We know what the final row means. Okay. So, Aquaman opened 13 million on the 22nd. Another 9 million the 23rd. 5 million the 24th. 12 million today. 25, 35, 39, 40 million on the dot. The first 4 days made 40 million. That's not good. That is not good. They had the holiday Christmas Monday, which is usually a tick up in viewers, a tick up in like box office. In fact, you can see it here. Look, 39 million opening day, 28 million second day, 16 million third day. Then it had Christmas Day, 33 million. So double the amount of people went to movies on this day than the day before. So, I mean, these numbers also, I don't know when they consider closing time. because there's still time for one more showing here. So I don't know. Maybe it bumps up slightly more, but still, best case scenario, 45 million over these 4 days. Meanwhile, last year, takes a second for this to load. I don't know why. Last year, Avatar was playing at this time of year. So that weekend, they did 19 million just on the first day. Another 14 million on the second day. 29 million on Christmas Day, okay? So you're talking 30, 40, 53, 62, 63 million on that weekend. And you're like, if you want to include the day after, but we won't because that's a 26. 62 million on the 3 days. You're like, that's Aquaman's not that far off, and Avatar was a super hit. Sure. Avatar also was playing for a week prior to that. So, yeah, they second weekend, they did 62 million in 3 days, not 4 days, 3 days, 62 million at this time of year last year. I mean, if we want to include the fourth day, you're talking almost 100 million, 94, 95, 96 million. Well, you know, Avatar, yeah, it's a freak of nature. It, you know, maybe comparative to other movies, you know, yeah, okay, we'll check. We'll keep checking. 2021, Spider-Man No Way Home, another, you know, top hit movie. That 3 day stretch, it did 29, 19, and 31, so that's 50, 60, 79, 80, almost 81 million. Right about 81 million on that 3 day stretch. Double Aquaman. Now, let's not forget, that's including a Thursday in there, not even a Friday. Also, let's not forget, Spider-Man No Way Home, again, second week. It wasn't even opening week for it. It wasn't opening week. It was second week numbers. And like I said, they didn't even get the week. I mean, if we want to just go on weekend numbers, you know, that 3 day stretch, you're talking 4 million more than whatever number I quoted earlier, because 29 from 33, you know, blows them away. Oh, also, let's not forget, in 2021, even though it's kind of late into 2021, a lot of people still weren't going to movie theaters because we were still coming out of the end of the pandemic. Well, let's not forget that. So let's go to 2020. We know Wonder Woman was the movie at that time, and the pandemic and all that stuff, you know. So it's not a fair fight. It's not a fair fight. Not good numbers. Aquaman beat Wonder Woman. Woohoo! You beat a movie during the pandemic. 2019, what was 2019's movie? Oh yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, we were just talking about Star Wars 20 minutes ago. Star Wars. Let's see. We'll do... It was in the middle of the week. You know what? We'll just take the middle of the week numbers because I can already tell it destroys Aquaman. We'll just even do the 2 day total. 2 days, 52 million. 2 days. Remember, 4 days for Aquaman was 40 million. 2 day total, 52 million for the 9th movie in that franchise. It's the second movie in the Aquaman franchise, by the way. Also, as you probably also know, it was, I mean, it technically was opening week, but not opening weekend. It came out a few days before opening the weekend. But yeah, still 52 million in the 2 day total there. Murders the 4 day total of Aquaman. So 2018 is the big comparison because 2018 is the first Aquaman. This is before Amber Heard became one of the most villainous people in Hollywood, etc., etc. Came out on December 21st, a day earlier than this year's. So again, I don't know why the numbers are broken here, but we only really need these numbers anyway. Excuse me. All right. So we'll do 4 day, 5 day. You know what? We'll do all 5 days just because why not? It's one extra day compared to this year's. Hey, there we go. I was able to move the screen over. Okay. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Literally almost to the dollar, 100 million. So 100 million for the first 5 days. If you want to take out opening day, you're talking 72 million. 72 million for the 4 days. Yeah. 70 million for the first 4 days. So they're at about half of that right now, roughly. Really, the thing I always have to bring up when I talk about this stuff too, 72 million first 4 days. Ticket prices then are probably like $3 cheaper than they are now, right? So ticket sales compared to then, I bet you that is half. You know, so yeah, 2023 sales, not very impressive. They are at 40 million. Yeah, so it is hard to defend that movie. I know some of the Amber Heard losers out there are gonna defend it, be like, oh, she's getting an unfair shake and all this stuff, but come on, man. Come on. You can't justify those numbers and be like, yeah, it's not her fault. All right, we've had a few chats since then. A couple people have jumped in. I see you, Gary. Hello, Gary. How are you? Merry Christmas. I am okay. Thank you for asking, Gary, and same to you. Good to see you here. And he, of course, has to have a more Gary-themed question. Do not know, Gary. I do not know. I do not know, Gary. Thank you for the super chats, Gary. And as always, a question no one thought to ask. Oh boy. Where was I in the rest of the questions? Thanks, Gary. All right, we're up to around here. You think Kyle and Chrissy will be married in the new season since we'll only see them for guest stars? Nah. Because if they did that, they would invite Lois and Clark to it and all that jazz, and then we would have to watch them get married. And I don't think they're going to waste an episode marrying them off. Hello, Sabarius. Welcome. After we got into Lex stuff, do you feel the sickness storyline kind of felt glossed over? No. I think it played its role. It was done, and they moved on. Did you hear that Marvel fired Jonathan Majors? I did. So here's the interesting thing. I know very little about the Jonathan Majors situation outside of some bits I've read. I heard the verdict was controversial for some reason, like it was split jury or something like that. I don't know all the details. All I know is they handled things 100 times better than DC did. You have an actor that got charged and convicted of a domestic assault, fired him. Amber Heard, Ezra Miller, both did these things. Nothing. They had like some minor penalties, like Ezra Miller wasn't going to do PR for the movie. Amber Heard probably didn't do much either. Things like that, but they didn't lose their job over it. Marvel got it right, you know. Kang story for the 5th Avengers movie. You're now doing a different story. That's all there is to it, right? Or you recast. That's your other option. Hello, Cal. Welcome. Same to you. Welcome. The season 3 finale teasing Lex having a daughter who is estranged from due to his imprisonment. She was 14 when he went in. Do I remember that? I don't remember that. Can you give me a memory on what the scene was about? Be a second, guys. I just got to blow my nose. It has been bugging me for like 20 minutes, man. This is a big source of his anger at Lois. Could you buy the adult version of the character being introduced in the season and factor into Lex's story? I guess. I mean, if it makes sense, right? I mean, I can buy a lot of things. They just have to make sense in the story, you know? There's very few things, I think, in the realm of writing a TV show that you cannot introduce and make it work. The question comes down to making it work. It's like being, you know, a general manager or a coach for a sports team. You have all these pieces. If you work them right and put them in the right situation with the right other pieces, you can make magic. Or you can put them in the wrong place with the wrong pieces and they turn into a tire fire. So, you know, yeah, it's just like the same thing. Writing a story comes down to just putting the pieces in the right place at the right time. First Aquaman movie made $1 billion. Yeah, and I'm sure this one will make a couple $100 million. Doesn't mean it's a success. You have a theory, and this just a theory. What if they start season 4 with Superman destroying Doomsday in the sun and Clark disappears for an episode or two, maybe? With their limited cast right now, I don't see that happening. When the season was wrapping up for season 3, you know, they might have had that as an idea, and they're like, hey, you know, this could be a thing next season when we're doing 13 episodes. But now that they have 10 episodes and they're wrapping it up, I don't think they're going to want Tyler off for 20% of the season. I could be wrong. Do you feel they should recast Kang or move to another villain? Either or is fine. It doesn't matter to me because I don't even remember. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that this Kang character was in. So it would mean nothing to me. I don't know how a more ardent fan would feel about it because they might have an attachment to it. But I've never seen a movie with this character in it as far as I can remember. Will Kyle and Sarah come back in season 4? Well, Sarah, I believe, said from almost the onset that she was coming back. I remember when all the news came out, and she said that she would still be back as you know, a guest star in an episode or two. Kyle, I can't see any reason why he wouldn't be back at least for an episode. It's not like, no offense to the actor himself, just basing it off of how Hollywood is. I don't think right now there's a lot of people just knocking down his door going, here's a lead role we want you to do. He might be getting other guest work spots, but I don't think he's got a role so heavy that he couldn't come and do this a guest spot here. He's not tied down to another project right now, right? I feel like it would be disrespectful to fans who want to see Kang as the big bad to discard the story when you've got fans excited to see this new villain fight the Avengers. Sure, I guess. I can't say because I've never watched anything he's in, right? Marvel could move to Doctor Doom. Well, there you go. Cal's got a solution for us all. There, Cal, get Cal a job on the show. And thank you also, Cal, for the super chat with no question. And we do have a question though. Think Candace Patton will have a baby? Probably not. I mean, how old is she now? 35 already. She doesn't even have like a boyfriend of long-term note that I'm aware of. I mean, she could have one. She legitimately could have one. It's not like anyone would actually know. The only one anyone knew about was that basketball player she dated. but I mean, I think she'd have to first off do that, then get pregnant, and then consider having it. I don't know. I never saw anything from her that gave me the I desperately want to be a mother vibe. Doesn't mean she can't be. Lots of people end up being mothers that don't have that vibe. But I didn't get the impression that that was something she was yearning to do. Like Danielle Panabaker made sense. She got pregnant. I got the impression she was the type of woman that was like, someday I want kids. You know. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me she did. But Candace, I mean, Candace could have those personality traits that she just like hides down under her tough exterior and all that. But I never got the impression that she like had a strong desire to be a mother. You know, we'll see. I mean, she's still got a couple years left, I guess. I mean, you don't want to be having one when you're 40, but I mean, women do it. You heard on Ben's channel that Grant Gustin agreed to come back to play the Flash. It depends on the story and how they handle the character. Where did Ben hear this? I need to know where Ben heard this because that's bullshit. I mean, yeah, sure, Grant might be like, oh, I'd love to come back. He might have said, I'd love to come back, but he's not going to because he's got a full-time job he's not going to abandon. There's no scenario in the world where Grant Gustin is going to go to his play, tell them I'm fucking off to the other side of the country for 4 days to go do a guest role on a show that I'm not connected to. No chance in hell he tries that. He would never get another job in Broadway again. And he, I think, likes doing that. No chance in hell he's risking his higher paying job for a guest spot on a show he's not actually connected to. He might think the idea would be cool, but he's not going to do it. He just won't. That's 4 days he'd have to take off. 4 days they'd have to have the understudy, sub in for him. And people don't go there, no offense, to see the understudies. They go there to see the main cast. Was there any way they could have given the Arrowverse a proper conclusion with all the hands they were dealt post-crisis? Yes, but no. You know what? I rescind that answer. I say no. And the only reason I say no is because you added in the comment of all the hands they were dealt post-crisis. I think that is what gives me the no. Because those hands are the reason they couldn't have ever done it. Losing all the shows when they did, the pandemic really hampering any crossover potentials, both the network and the production company got sold off and ripped up for parts. These are way too many hurdles for anybody to overcome for that. Now, if one or two of those things had happened, those one or two things did not include one or the other big sales, I could see there was a path where that could have been possible. If one or two of those four things had happened, and of those one or two things, at least one of them wasn't one of the sales, I could see a world where maybe that could have happened. I think the two sales was the big problem. The two sales are the big factor there. When Warner Brothers got sold and when CW got sold, those were the two impossible to get over hurdles. If one of those two things had happened, maybe. Both of those things, however, I think was just one step too far for them to overcome. Yeah. Do you think Will Holland will have a baby? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, she kind of gave me the I like to do my own thing vibe. I don't know if that is a strong or negative push towards wanting to have a child, but I don't know. Who knows? Gary's very obsessed with babies today. Or he would come back as a different version. It depends if he wanted to come back. I'm sure he would like to come back, but he's not going to come back for guest star money when he's got a Broadway play he's doing. Like, Broadway plays pay pretty damn well to be the lead. He's not leaving that for 4 days because he would have to do travel day, fitting day, filming day, travel day to do 1 day of work. They're not gonna let him do it. I mean, he could have in his contract like, hey, I might, get a role offered to me and I'd like to do it. But I don't think he would have the balls to fucking go to them and be like, I'm going to take 4 days off being the lead of this production to go do this guest work that pays me less. I don't know if he would risk the production to do that. Because when you're the lead, you're kind of expected that outside of an injury, you're going to be there. So yeah. Did you see the first 2 episodes of What If? I did not. In fact, I didn't even know until like 2 or 3 days ago there was a new season. I have not seen it. I'll probably get to it at some point, but right now it's not on my radar. I have been very distracted the last couple of months with the whole like wardrobe sale thing and all that stuff, and I have not really watched any TV, really. I watched a few reaction videos to other things that are long in the past, like Daredevil and Person of Interest and stuff like that, but I haven't watched anything new in a while. Have you seen Darby and the Dead? Never heard of it. You literally, first I've ever heard of it right now. What is this dumb question? Do you think Zaslav and Gunn just didn't care about properly concluding the Arrowverse? Was losing Supergirl a huge hurdle too? Yes on both of them, but in different reasons. Zaslav didn't care because he just doesn't fucking care. All Zaslav cares about is how many zeros can I put in my bank account. Gunn didn't care because he probably looked at it as an ended universe that there's no need to move on from. He's essentially just going to make his own new product. He doesn't want to be carrying on pieces to old ones, so he doesn't care for different reasons than Zaslav. As for Supergirl, that was just one of dozens of hurdles. But that, now that I think of it, that actually is a bigger one now that you do say that, because she did put them in a position where they would not have Supergirl if they decided to do something after her contract was over. So yeah, maybe, I didn't really think about it, but it could have been maybe. Do you think they should have given Bart Allen a spinoff because I know Jordan Fisher is Broadway? No. And what I mean no, I don't mean no they shouldn't have. I mean no in the world that they live in now with the limitations they have now from WB and CW. No. The CW is done with superhero shows. The CW ain't picking up a spinoff of anything. And then on the other side of it, you have Warner Brothers, who is also done with the Arrowverse. Fucker. Oh well. I'll get you next time. Sorry, I was distracted. There's a bug on my wall I was trying to get. No. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, didn't really deserve one. Now, if you'd done the pair of them, yeah, slightly more interesting. But no, at the end of the day, a Jordan Fisher solo spinoff, useless. No one wants that. And like I said, because of the situations with the studio and everything else, kind of is always gonna, there's gonna be no spinoff. God needs to save Legends of Tomorrow. It's the funniest thing you've ever said. What was my New Year's resolution? I'm old enough to know not to make those because you're never going to follow through on 98% of them. I don't have one. Zaslav, Wallace, Gunn, Saffron only care about money. Yeah, because that's what their job is. Their job is to make money. I don't know. I do not know how old you are, Sabarius. I'm assuming you're relatively young, probably under 20. The cold reality is our world is designed in a way where the only thing that matters in the business side of it is how much money do you make. They don't ever give a fuck what you think, what I think, what anybody else thinks. All they think is, how many zeros can I put in my bank account? How many zeros can I put in investors' bank accounts? How many zeros can I put in the studio's bank account? That's the only thing they think, because that is the only thing that matters in a business world. Doesn't matter whether you're running a movie studio, doesn't matter whether you're running a car company, doesn't matter whether you're running a toy store, doesn't matter on anything. You do not care if some of your customers are mad. You don't. You don't care if some of your top clients are mad. You just care at the end of the day, did I make more zeros than the last time? And that's all they care about. So, yeah, of course they don't fucking care about anything but money, because that's all that matters to them keeping their jobs. It's just at the end of the day, all that's ever going to matter to someone that high up the chain of command is keeping their job. When you have a job that pays you an absurd amount of money to do a job that 80% of the people would be thrilled to have, all you're concerned with at the end of the day is, I don't want to lose this job because it pays too well. You know? The only heroes you could have done something with is Flash and Canary. Why? What are you talking about, Scott? I don't know what that was in reference to. Sorry. Grant will be doing Broadway when they are filming. Yes. Even if they wanted him and he wanted to do it and they could afford it, big if. Yeah, that's another one, the big if of could they even afford it. I think it would be very hard due to his schedule. Yep, it would be super hard. And the other thing I think a lot of people are also forgetting, I know not everyone's been to every live chat I've done in the last while, is how many people would honestly be excited for Grant Gustin to be on Superman and Lois, not as the Flash? Because that's what you would get. They're not going to build a new suit for him. They're not going to put out all that money to build a new suit for one day of work. Don't forget, it would be for one day of work. They're not putting the money out to do that. So, would fans be that excited for Grant coming back to be Barry Allen for an afternoon? I don't think so. Might hope at one point we get an Arrowverse reunion, but it probably won't happen. Probably not. Honestly, I kind of want that too, but I don't think it'll ever happen. I understand it's a job, but money doesn't give you happiness. You're supposed to care what fans enjoy. No, you're not supposed to care what fans enjoy. You're not. That's the thing you don't understand. When you're in charge of how much money does a company make, you only care how much money the company makes. That is your only concern. Your only concern. You don't care if the fans like it. You don't care if the critics like it. You do not care if your own family likes it. All you care about is, at the end of the day, did we make more money than last time? And they have made some decisions that they feel are going to put them on that path. I disagree with some of them, but that's the decisions they felt they've made, you know? I mean, James Gunn clearly thinks more about it from a fan standpoint because he has actual interest in the product. But Zaslav, who was the other one you named? Safran and someone else? Wallace. Well, Wallace is just a showrunner. Eric Wallace doesn't count. The other guys, they're only concerned how many zeros it's going to make at the end of the day. James Gunn, I think, cares, but James Gunn also has a different opinion on your opinion, you know? That still, at the end of the day, he still has to work with Safran, who's a money guy. He has to pass it off to Zaslav, who's a money guy. So he has to make a decision that he knows money guys are going to listen to. Yeah. Since 2023 is ending and we saw the Flash end, so in the crossover of the season, we saw Stephen Amell as Arrow one last time. I think we don't need another Arrow. The legacy ended with his character. Okay, I'm going to try and read that in my head without speaking it because I think I misunderstood something. Okay. Yeah, I think some use of periods and commas there could have made that clearer, but I assume you're saying like they don't need a new Arrow spin-off like Green Arrow and the Canaries or a new Arrow altogether on a TV show. If so, I kind of agree with you. I've seen so many people being like, "Oh, you know, now that Gunn's in charge, you think we'll get a new Arrowverse?" No, not at least not for several years. It's going to be a decade before they decide to try something like that again. And they might even use like different head characters. They're not going to redo Arrow, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Batwoman. Like they're not going to make those same choices. There might be one or two mixed in there, like The Flash they might do again. They might do Green Arrow in a different aspect, but they're not going to copy the situations over, you know? You're 17? Okay. Yeah. So, like, you know, no, understandable being 17. Everybody at 17 thinks the world should work a certain way. And to be fair, it's honestly true. They probably should care what people think. But that's not how the business world actually works. Business world is more centered around the financial side of it. I gotta blow my nose again. You know, at the end of the day, their only concern is the business side of it. And even though from a humane standpoint, they should care what people want, at the end of the day, it has been proven over and over and over and over and over and over again beyond that. If they just shove something at you enough times, you're eventually going to buy it. If they just keep making mediocre television for you over and over again, you will eventually watch the mediocre television because you don't have other choices. If they keep making things that are cheap and fast to turn out, they will make those 100 times out of 100 over quality, long to make, and expensive programming because that's going to make them more money. You know? Will the quality programming get them more viewers than the cheap and easy one? Maybe. But it's also going to cost them more money, going to cost them more time, and that is a cost efficiency that they're always going to take 100 out of 100 times. Yeah. If they could make the shows for free, they would make the shows for free. Don't ever think that they would not. They just had 2 strikes because they weren't willing to pay people. So yeah. The whole industry has run on things being cheap for them for a long time. A lot's going to change in the next 10 years. I don't know what the landscape of television will be like in 10 years. But pieces are starting to fall off their empire. Like Flash and Canary were only main Arrowverse heroes left. Really? Do you mean primary main characters? Because if so, then I guess technically you're right. I mean, Supergirl technically also. Batwoman still existed. Black Lightning still existed. Green Arrow's the only one, really. Green Arrow's the only one that's dead as a doornail. So, oops, I kind of burned your theory. I'd like to see him play a villain only in one episode since he's been a hero role for so long. You mean Grant? I don't think he would take that role. I mean, maybe he would. I don't know. But I don't know. Superman Lois has a low budget this season. That is correct. That is correct. Why do a lot of actors not have kids? Oh, for lots of reasons. Same reason a lot of people don't have kids. Because kids take up a lot of effort. Kids take up a lot of money. Kids take up a lot of time. And, there's a lot of other reasons. I knew as a teenager I never wanted to have kids. I knew that way back when I was young. And the reason I knew that is I didn't like being around kids when I was a kid. And it didn't get any better as I got older. So I knew what I wanted. I think a lot of other people probably feel that same thing. Not everybody wakes up, and just is like, it would be great? Having a child. A lot of people don't. That's not a thought in their process, man. Me personally, in the way the world is right now, with all the problems there are in the world right now, I don't know why you would want to bring a kid into this. You are just setting them up to have a lot of problems they have to deal with when they get older. So yeah, there's lots of reasons. I mean, a lot of them care about their career. A lot of them care about their looks. Those are things. I mean, men not so much, but women, like, you have a child, you have to take a majority of a year off from acting to have that child or carry that child, have it, then start to raise it before you can kind of go back to work. You're essentially taking a year off your life as a working actress, and that's a long time to be out of work. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people don't do it. Will you watch ensemble projects with Shuri and Captain Marvel, even though you don't like their solo projects, like if they're in Avengers films? Probably. Why am I so blurry? There we go. Now I'm in focus. Probably only because they're not the primary character. Like, I didn't go see Black Panther because fuck that stupid anti-vaccine cow, and I knew she was going to have a primary part in the movie. I don't even know if she was the lead of the movie. All I know is she had a primary part in it. I didn't go see the Captain Marvel combo movie, even though I really liked Miss Marvel, because again, I knew she was going to be a primary part of the movie. So if they're a background piece like Brie Larson's character was in that other Avengers movie she did, probably, but I wouldn't go see it if they were like one of the top 3 on the billing. Yeah. Am I a fan of Russell Peters? Yeah. I mean, I know only of his older stuff. I haven't seen anything he's put out probably in the last 5 years plus, but his older stuff is great. I mean, anybody that's lived in Canada for any length of time has probably seen his Somebody's Gonna Get Hurt Real Bad skit. Uh, some of his other stuff is really good, but I think he's also one of those guys that after you've seen one or two of his specials, it's literally the same content over and over again, just with different like stories, you know. But he was good in the stuff I watched. I just haven't watched anything new from him in a long time. I forgot where I was now. Give me a second, guys. Grant said that at a recent convention. Grant said that at a recent convention. That's when Ben heard it. Where Ben heard it. There's a video of it online. Paigey did a video on it too last week. I saw the video of Grant's comments as well. Okay. Doesn't mean, I mean, man, okay. I feel like some of you have been here long enough. You should know how to kind of like read between the lines of things by now. We went over this all the billions of times that people would be like, but Melissa said this thing. And I would have to like roll my eyes and be like, yeah, she can say it. Doesn't mean she believes it or that she thinks it'll happen. And it's kind of the same with Grant. I'm sure Grant in the ideal world would be happy to come back and reprise his role. This isn't an ideal world. He's got a full-time job that's going to pay him far better than this one, where he's the primary lead on the other side of the country, that does 2 shows a day every day. Doesn't take days off. I don't see him taking 4 of those days to go do a lower paying job. Just, it ain't happening. If he was living in LA and unemployed, sure, 100%, I can see it happening. But he's not. I could see the Arrowverse being brought in through the multiverse down the road. No. They will create a new verse that won't be called the Arrowverse. It'll have some other show as the flagship show. It'll be like the Beboverse or the Martian Manhunter verse, or whoever gets the first show in the universe, it would be that verse. It won't be Arrowverse. They're not gonna start their next universe with the same show. Still can't see it happening. Not with Broadway. The show's reduced budget and limited episodes. Yeah, I agree. Coleman said she wanted to play Dreamer in the DCU. She can say it. It's not gonna happen though. I thought of something. Do you think Lois should get her job at Daily Planet for the next season? Because I know Jimmy Olsen is coming in the new season, but we don't know the role yet. Didn't she leave there like right at the start of the series? Wasn't that part of the reason they left for Smallville? Yeah. She doesn't need that. She's got a Pulitzer. Or does she? I don't remember. Does she have a Pulitzer? I mean, I know Candace's character got one, but I can't remember if she did. Merry Christmas and good night. Sorry, I'm tired. All right, have a good one, Destroyer. Thanks for coming by. Hello, Maya. Welcome. You are a couple minutes late. We started a while ago. You're gonna have to catch up. Ask somebody for notes on your homework. I expect an essay on this in the morning. But yeah, welcome. You don't have to do an essay, by the way. No essay is needed. Simuliu acts nice. Yeah, he acts nice. He's not. He is one of those guys that literally acts nice. Yeah. But where are we time-wise here, guys? Hour in. We're kinda floating on topics here. So I have an option at this point, guys. Those options are, I can wrap this up, let you get about your day, dismiss class early here, or option 2, I could. Oh, I just noticed Eric's Reloaded is doing a live stream in half an hour, guys. Half an hour. Eric is doing one. I can procrastinate for half an hour if you guys want me to, and then we can all go over there and see what he's got to say. How's that sound? Anyone like that idea? I can procrastinate for half an hour here, guys, and then we all go over there and pester Eric. Yes, in the chat if that's what you want me to do. No, if you're like, screw it, go away, I need a half an hour break. She did quit the Daily Planet when the show started. I'm so excited to see how the new season turns out. Okay, so I didn't hallucinate that, right? I'm going to blow my nose again. Hopefully I have some answers soon. No answers. You know what I will do then? Fine. You guys brought this upon yourself. I'm going to play some GeoGuessr until Eric is ready. It's all because of you guys. You guys chose me making the decisions. Too late. You can't stop it. It's happening. All right. Pull that screen up. Do this. Do that. Move a button here. Click a button there. Here, there, everywhere. Did my chat just stop, or did everyone just vanish all at once? Okay. All right. You brought it on yourselves, guys. So here I am. We will do 20 minutes of a GeoGuessr because you didn't answer me. You are still here? Okay. I just didn't know if my chat had froze or something because, like, it was active and then just died. Like, boom, like that. So I was really confused. I didn't know if the scrolling had stopped or what was going on. But okay. All right. I'm not sure if anyone even wants to play, or am I just going to be playing this by myself? This is the question that needs to be answered, like now. If I don't hear from a single person in the next minute, I'm just going to play by myself, and I'll read chat in between rounds. You'll play? All right. We got one. I will create a party then. What do you think? Nicholas Hoult being cast as Lex in Superman Legacy, Gun confirmed on Threads he will be bald, but the question I have is, will he have a beard? No idea. How would I know? You're not good at guessing? Well, a lot of people aren't. Maya's playing, and I've seen Maya score like 4,000 points on some of these games, so, you know. Sometimes you play just to play, right? Lab challenge world, we will change to the Arrowverse map, because why would we do anything else to start off? Settings. Minute 30, I think, is a fair amount of time. We can get in 1 to 2 games in that amount of time. Guests can join. No, I always dislike the idea of someone coming in with a random name that's not screen suitable. All right, we'll soon be starting. Probably just me and Maya playing. We will start in 20 seconds. 19, 18. Do you think Brainiac Show also play as a villain in Superman Legacy? I have no idea. I don't know anything about the concept for Superman Legacy outside of whoever the guy is that they hired to be Superman. David something. 10, 9. Oh, and you said Nicholas Hoult. Yeah. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm going to play this no move just because I think I should probably not need to. I don't know what the Douglas Center is. I'm already at a disadvantage. It's a university campus, but which one? Oh, shit. Douglas Center. Okay, well, I know Douglas College, but this is not Douglas College. Is that like a mascot hanging out here? Is this a new superhero? He's got gold boots, guys. Guys, gold boots. Look. I gotta go look at the guy with the gold boots. He's got gold boots, guys. I think this is the Flash. Guys, I think I found the Flash. Spartans. Who the hell are the Spartans? I only know like 2 universities in our area, and neither of them are the Spartans. Oh, okay. Okay. I said I wasn't going to move. That's unfair. I shouldn't even guess based off of what I now know, but I did. Not a bad guess. Honestly, if I hadn't moved, I would have done the same. I shouldn't have even counted those. Hey, the Flash. Yeah, that was the Flash, right? He's notoriously known for dressing in blue and yellow. Oh, this is a good one. Right there. Kind of tells you where we are. Right in that lot is where Arrow used to park their trailers. And like along there and down between these 2 buildings is where I'd find the Flash trailers. And this street's been used for a bunch of things. And obviously the entire studio has been used for a bunch of things. This one I don't have to move on. Somewhere down here. Boop. And see, did someone say something in the chat? Oh, Merry Christmas. Hope everyone has a good Christmas. Same to you, Mia. Mia. I still don't know which way your name is. Is it Mia, as in like Mia Smoke? Or is it Maya, as in like Maya Rudolph? All right. All right. Yep. You're actually no. Okay, never mind. I thought you were close to something else, but it was actually the next bridge over. But all right, all right. You got the right city. Next round. Do I know this yet? Don't think I do. Okay. I know the general area. Now, fortunately, Google Maps does not show individual address locations. All right, ladder company. All right. On Hall Auto Repair, Collister Brewer. Can I find any of these companies? Can't imagine it'd be this far over. Collister Brewer. Okay. I was wrong. It is this far over. Mia as in Mia Smoke. Okay. Good to know. All right. You keep going for the middle of the city, eh? One of these times we might be there. All right. I can tell you this is not in the middle of the city. Right. Maybe even this store. No. That's a sushi place. Yeah, I think it's this store. I think I was shopping here just like yesterday. Yes, I was, because the subway's there. Yeah, I was in this store just yesterday. Fun fact, it is not this closed. So this is going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. I just got to find the proper street. And why can I not find the proper street? It always weirds me out that this street is not, in fact, tagged like as a main street compared to the one on each side of it. Willard Jordan will continue to go out on his own, and someone ends up discovering his secret after Clark told him to be careful with his powers. Who knows? I mean, we'll have to see how that works. I even told you this was in the downtown core, and you went further away. Good to know you're not listening to the stream. Alrighty. Got another location here that they've used a couple of times for things. This alley that's right here is the alley we first see Nash Wells in when he runs into Iris and Cisco. Up there is where we saw Gorilla Grodd. They also used this in Smallville. And then, of course, over here, where Barry and Sarah sat on the stairs reminiscing during Crisis, and where we see Iris get killed by Savitar. Unfortunately, not permanently. What am I doing way the hell over there? Oh my god, I almost forgot where this was. Jesus. Alrighty. Another success. And Maya just keeps trying different cities on whims to see if it'll work. All right. Game over. All right, Maya. Since it seems that you and I are the only ones here playing, do you want to do a team duel against two random people that we pick up off of the game? Like, we'll enter a game together and we'll end up with two random people. I can give you ideas on where to go and you can go there. I'll try and teach you things that I notice along the way. Alrighty, I will disband this party, and I will invite you to a team duel. How's your name not coming up? The hell? I'm pretty sure you're on my friends list. Did you change accounts? Because I swear I have you on my friends list. Isn't this you? I've got two different Maya Deans on here. Are you not on my friends list? Did you create a third account? Are you on a third account? Have you created a third account? Because neither of these ones are showing you as active, even though you just played a minute ago. Wait, the other one moved. Wait, no, it's here. Send me a friend request with the account. Send me a friend request with the account that you're actively on. So just like find my name, you can search it here, and then send me a friend request. Or if you're still in that lobby, my name might still be in the lobby. Because I can't invite you to play on the team if you're not on my friends list. Oh, there. Why did you not show up before? Weird. Yeah. Okay. That is so weird that it didn't show up the first time. All right. We're in the lobby waiting for our opponents. Well, we're waiting for you to join, Maya. There should be a thing up in the, like, you should have like a little yellow bell bar up top that'll be like, hey, you have a request to play. Or down here might also show it. Either in the top right or bottom left, there's probably something saying, hey, you have an invite. I'm going to call it night. You got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. All right, have a good one, Lionel, and good luck at the appointment. Hope it's nothing too rough. All right, just waiting for Maya to find her way into the lobby. Okay, I'm convinced she's lost. How do I help you find this? Yes, it is sent. See that it says waiting for Maya down here, and your name is right there. So I think either down here in this bottom left corner or up in the top right corner, there should be a little yellow bell. One of those two things should be telling you about this matchup. I'll watch crossover episodes starting with Invasion and end it with Armageddon. Okay. I am going to start watching The Flash from the beginning sometime in this next week. Not necessarily because I necessarily wanted to, but because I have to still screen match all of the stuff from the sale. So I got to start doing that. Got to start selling some of it. It's taking up a lot of room in my house. All right, I think Maya never is going to find this, so I am going to abandon this and try again. If you are listening, Maya, if you finally find the link in the next few seconds, do not click on it because I'm about to abandon that one and try again. You're using your phone. Oh no, that might explain why you're having trouble finding it. Are you still in here? You're not still in here. You have vanished again from my friends list. This is so weird. I'm going to do something here while you try and figure out what's going on. I am going to see about I'm going to send myself a link on my practice account to see where I would find it if I were on this one. It's just going to take a second to figure out. Come on. I clicked that button like 2 seconds ago. Jesus. Why is everything all of a sudden complicated? Oh, yeah, okay. Where's my other tab? There it is. This is going so fast, eh? Okay, let's see if I can send one to myself and then I can tell you where to find it. Yes. Okay, I've sent myself the invite. Where does it show up? Huh. Why do I not see it? Okay, I'm really confused. Now I understand why you're having trouble because I can't find it either. Okay. No, that's not what I was looking for. Do I have to go to multiplayer myself? I've now invited myself from my other account. Okay, so when I just sent it from my practice account to my main account, it shows up here. You see up here, it says join. That's where it should show up. But when I did it from my main account to here, it didn't show up. What the hell is going on? Okay, now it shows up over here. Okay, so yeah, up where the bell icon is, up in this corner here, you see friends and then you see notifications. If you go into notifications, it would have said here, Canada Graphs invited you to their team. So I'm going to do it again, and hopefully this time it will work. If I can find you. Okay, are you in the active? God. They need a better system. Okay, now there's only one Maya showing, and it's your old account, Maya Dean. Don't know what's going on. Okay, there you are. Okay. Did you get my instructions? The moment of truth. I think the speedster worked with the black hole. Okay. Was there something I missed? Wait, the Flash made a mistake. The mistake they made was they didn't introduce him to the speedster. When speedsters they left out of the series. Oh, okay. Okay, it looks like Maya did not figure out what I told her to do. I am abandoning game again. Eric's stream starts in like 3 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this up. And we will try this again another day. And give you guys a minute to go grab yourselves a snack. Maybe a little beverage. Maybe go to the bathroom. Maybe, I don't know, something else I haven't thought of. But that is it for today. I don't know when I'm going to be back next. As we know, I am not the most consistent streamer. And filming starts in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully I'll start being a little more consistent. I had a lot of plans that I planned on planning, but I have failed at following through in half of them. So I don't know. We'll see. But thank you everyone that came by, especially the plethora of super chats I got today. That is great to have that again. Not joking, my last 2, or honestly maybe even 3 months of YouTube revenue hasn't even been enough for them to send me a payout on it. But we are going to be potentially streaming a bit more with shows coming back soon, so fingers crossed. And I will see you all over at Eric's channel. His stream is starting in a couple of minutes. It says 1 minute and 23 seconds according to the countdown clock, but who knows, he could be late. There is the link to anyone that needs it, and I will see you all over there. Bye everyone, and thanks for coming by, and have a good holidays if I didn't already say that to you. Bye. Trying to wave.